Hello and a warm welcome back to the WenDirk Cast with me, Jimbo. As always, we'll be discussing latest MFL updates, transfers, developments, and so much more that has gone on over the last week or so. One important note before we kick off the episode, as we always like to say, none of what we chat about is financial advice. Do your own scouting or hire a director of Metaverse football. In the studio with me today is a person I'm so excited to talk about. It's definitely a coincidence that we brought this person on during season 11. It wasn't planned or anything like that. I've been wanting to get him on for months. He is an MFL OG, was once a player, and a big part of a main part of the MFL French community, a community builder producing a fantastic website called MFL Manager. We've had him on before, nearly 18 months ago when he was a player, and now he's officially part of the MFL team as a product and engine specialist. If you haven't already guessed by now, or you can't read the title, it is none other than Bastis. How are you, sir? Welcome to the studio.
Hey, Jimbo. I'm fine, really happy to be here, and we have a really good time tonight, I guess.
Yes, we will. So we've got Bastis with us. We're going to do our usual weekly updates. And then obviously we're going to talk about his journey from being a player to, building his website for the community, then actually becoming part of the MFL team. And because he works on the engine, of course, we can ask him some questions about the engine. Maybe towards the end, I'm going to ask him, what's the best formation and tactics to use so I can never lose a game? So...
But did you already? Did I give you my bank account so we can already send the money and?
Yeah. I'll make sure that happens. Yeah.
Okay, guys, good.
Yeah. I'll do a bit of testing and then we'll get it sent out over to you. Yeah. So we'll talk Bastis and his journey, his experience as a manager and how that has shaped him and his role and how it impacts that, and obviously MFL along the way, and your community questions. But before we get started, I actually have someone else to shout out, and that's Mr. SR Monkey, because earlier this week I received a package at my house, and it contained not one but 2 football shirts in it. So one of which I'm wearing right now, which is a Werder Bremen, yes, a Bremen shirt, and then the other one is Arminia Bielefeld, I think it's pronounced, a Bundesliga 2 side. And I just want to say a massive thank you to SR Monkey David for sending these to me. He said he was always going to send one as a thank you for me helping with the MFL Ramble and sorting them out with their live streams. Obviously, I was happy to help with all of that. And because he said he's been delaying it, and he hasn't sent it off for months, he said he'd put something else in there, so he put a second shirt in there as well. So, David, I know you're watching, you're listening on a walk somewhere. I want to say a massive thank you for you to sending those. And I've got 2 new shirts now to introduce to my, shirt change collection. Although I did remember that Josh Sargent, we bought him from Werder Bremen, and obviously he's not in the good books of Norwich City fans right now. So I feel a little bit salty wearing this, but no, not at all. Thank you, David, for sending these beautiful shirts over. Right, this will be interesting. Our moment of the week, Basti. So we like to get our guests to say what's their highlight of their week, and then on a scale of 1 to 10, how has your week been? And we've never had someone from the MFL team answer this piece, but you're going to be the first. How's your week been, and what's been the biggest highlight, the best bit of your week?
Okay, I guess it was a good week. It was a really intense week with huge work on. I think you might have an idea about what I worked this week, maybe. Something like the engine and the defender's behavior, maybe, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was the main focus of the week. And it was good because we have some nice result. And if I have to say a moment, maybe it's the moment where we have... we run simulations to measure if everything is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And happily, there is less goal. So it works, it improved. So yeah, maybe that's the first moment of the week I have in mind in this is like, okay, less goals. So defense is better, work in progress, and good thing.
Ah,
But
so, go on. No, carry on.
yeah, no, just the thing is that it's we shouldn't have not enough goal neither, so it's still balance. Balance is still to be done, but yes. So I want just to say that it's not final, and we hope to have just the right amount of goals for the final version of the engine. But right now it was about improving defense, and there is less goals, so it's like working in the right direction, right?
So a quick one then. When you're talking about reducing the goals and making defense better, is that improving the defense, or is that just making attackers worse, or is it a bit of both?
Yeah, no. The goal is exactly to improve the defenders. So
Okay,
it was
nice.
really not nerfing shoots or things like this. That could be a possibility to just say, just a kick bad, and so
Yeah.
there will be less goals. But no, that was really focused only on the defenders' behavior. So that's why we can see an improvement there.
That's good, because I think a lot of people this season have been a little bit frustrated. I think that's probably safe to say, by the behaviours of defenders. So to hear that you're a big part of your week or so far in this season has been focusing on that, hopefully that reflects in the experimental engine we'll see. I imagine it'll be in the next couple of weeks we'll see the experimental engine.
Yeah, that's
and
the
then
goal,
for next season. So on a scale of 1 to 10 then, how has your week been? With 1 being awful and 10 being amazing.
Yeah.
Remember, your boss your boss listens to this as well, so
yeah. So I good 11 over 10. No, I think 8. It was really no, I like it. It's already a job I like, and I liked did it. I like. Oh, what's the English for that? I like did it, but it doesn't so good that way. Okay, well, yeah. Anyway, I like this.
You can just say the French word, and then Alexis or whoever the the translation.
But that works too. No, just I liked this week, so it was really a interesting job, and results are in the good direction. So yeah, 8 is nice. Not perfect. It's not the perfect engine, so I can't say 10. Obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
Not yet.
That's not. Oh, okay. Not yet. There we go. For me, I'll go straight in first and say my number. I think it's probably been about a 5 out of 10 for me this week in MFL. This morning on the Sunday we're recording this, I had a tier break from 84 to 85. Lovely stuff. Very excited about that. But the Wyverns are out of the cup because they can't get second or first, which is a bit annoying. But my second team, they can, but it's going to be tough. I have to rely on other results and have to beat someone 4-5-0. So I don't think it's really going to happen. But on the other hand, one of them is joint third. The Worms are joint third, and the Wyverns are third in bronze. So I can't really complain about that. Just this week, I would have liked to have done a bit more on the cup side. However, you can't, sometimes if you want to do well in the league, you've got to sacrifice a bit in the cup, and you want to do well in the cup, you've got to do a bit in the league. So because I'm knocked out the cup, I'm hoping that all of my opponents in the league have made it through to the cups, and they have to start rotating a bit and playing a few weaker players or fatigued players against me. And maybe that will work to my advantage, because last season I got through to the cup final and then ended up coming 5th or 6th in the league. And I found it quite tricky when I have a lack of depth sometimes in my overrules to actually sort of be 100% in both. It was basically impossible to be my best in both. So I'm gonna go. I mean, 5 is harsh. I'm gonna go for a 6. I'll go for a 6. I'll keep it an even number. We'll go for a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. League, how is the league going?
Are
you?
Well, I won the first game 3-0 against a Quinny's team who he got promoted from Iron. So I expected to win that because I was quite considerably stronger. And then I drew, and I didn't win a game in 6 matches. I drew 3 in a row. I drew to Calver, which was annoying. I was 2-0 up. I really actually struggled. I think, like a lot of managers, I struggled to get to grips. No, I struggled to get to grips with the engine. My testing went okay. It went well in my eyes, and then I started playing, and I went, hang on. Well, hang on, I need to make some changes here. And then I started to overthink things and change things too much. And, like Calver said last year, a couple of years ago, he used to just always be Mr. Balanced. And I sometimes think, well, for my opinion, if you try and change too much, you overthink things and you make things worse, than actually being better. I'll go into my first question for you then, Bastis.
Okay.
I'll later on. I'll let you talk. We'll talk about how you became part of the MFL team. But Alexis wanted to know what's it like now, not being able to play MFL. How's that change been for you?
I'd say so. I miss sometimes, but yeah, first I didn't have the time to miss. I think I was just focusing on starting working on the project and everything.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too much like I miss playing. Then maybe when there was a bit more time, like a bit of a bit of day off during the late year and everything. It's like, oh, I missed something. Maybe it's oh yeah, it would have been nice to have my MFL games tonight and so on. So yeah, at some point I missed it a bit, but overall I really find just different, but still working on this project I love. So
yeah,
it's
you're not
another way of
exactly. You're not totally disconnected. You're not.
Yeah.
You've not separated yourself from MFL. You're just
Exactly.
playing in a different way, and you're playing from behind the scenes and playing to make it a better game in a sense. But I don't think I'd be able to do what you do. Put it that way. I think from all the playing, the content side, I like to be involved.
Yeah.
I like to play the game.
I understand.
And I need to make the Norwich team. I need to make sure that I have the best Norwich team in the game as well, which I have done for forever now, so far. But there's a couple of other Norwich teams that are near my Wyverns in bronze and iron, so I can't be having that. Let's come to the dev updates then. So I'm gonna leave the engine till last because I think that makes sense. We'll end on the engine for the dev updates. So I'll start with the new anthem we've got for the IMFF Titans Cup. So we now have an anthem for the player entrance, which adds intensity and atmosphere before the match begins. And actually, on when was it? The Monday?
Yeah,
Was it
I
Monday?
think it was Monday.
Yeah,
it was
Monday.
For the opening.
The opening one. I was streaming it. Yeah, and you pinged me a message and said you might want to, can you, make sure you're early. You might want to have your sound on, for the opening Titans Cup game, and make sure I'm refreshed. And Yax was like, be there sort of thing a bit early. And we had it on, and it's great. And now I have that as my replacement for the Champions League music, so I don't get copyright striked by someone in, Tony, whatever his name is, who copyrights everyone on YouTube for the Champions League music. I think it's great. I think some people are asking for some really bad version of it for the Aspirants Cup, maybe.
Yeah.
But has something like this been in the works for a while, or because I think it was Lucas who created the tune, right? Was it him?
Yeah, that's Lucas. That's Lucas Magic. That's our wizard.
Wave is one.
That's really our wizard, and he's so good for creating things like this. So yeah, it was. Actually, we worked on the release first of the player entrance with the sound, so just the chants of the crowd, and so first version of it.
Yeah,
and obviously we were really happy with this, and we're starting to have fun and say, oh yeah, for Cup I want an anthem like UCL for Titans Cup and the Titans. And,
yeah.
So yeah, it's Lucas did his magic simply.
So, I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it sounds really nice. So we are really happy with it, and we have really fun. And we were already thinking about your reaction when you will hear it. So
I wanted to be vocal about it during it, but I had to be quiet because I had to listen to it. So I was like,
yeah.
And then the Titans at the end. I think it's a great addition. And for anyone who watches the Champions League, like you hear a couple seconds of Champions League music and you recognize it straight away, and it brings back all the memories. Or you go to, I've never been to a Champions League game before, but I can imagine it's
Oh,
very magical to listen to that anthem.
yeah, it's
And
cheers.
it makes you want it, yeah, exactly. It makes you want to be in that competition. Like it makes you want to be part of Titans Cup or the Champions League if you're in real life, because you get to experience what it's like in those atmospheres and those extra flavors. So I'm very I'm very happy about that. Could we see this expanded out maybe to like the cup finals? Is it something that could be expanded out, do you think?
Oh, you mean a longer version?
No, just as in like
Uh, ah,
maybe for like the other cup fight, like the cups,
okay.
maybe the finals
Oh,
of them. Maybe they could have a little tune or
ah,
something.
I think if it's done, it can be for all games of the competition. Thing is, it's not really a plan. Like
Mm.
it's not we're working and there is a to do list with create anthems for all cups, but that's definitely something I think we all like. We so maybe sometimes while there is some free time,
Mm.
try to make another's and another and another.
Do,
But maybe it was easier for Titans because there was this direct UCL parallel that should be the best anthem for the best cup.
mm.
And right now, I don't have especially an idea of what I'd like for other cup. Maybe a
Yeah.
really bad thing for Iceberg Cup or the last cup should be really fun. But
Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
still,
Those it should be, the Titans Cup, the best cup competition there is in MFL, to have its own anthem, and it makes sense for the others not to have one. Do you?
but
If I was to no, go on. What were you going to say?
it was just that as a UCL, there are also anthems for Europa League and
Yeah, Europa League
Conference Leagues.
conference. Yep.
So obviously, at some point, I guess there will be for other cups. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you've got
at
what
some points, I don't know.
Titans, Elite,
Elite,
and then Contender.
contender,
Yeah, I think
challenger.
they're the top three. Maybe we have a top three. I'm in Contender,
Yeah.
so maybe I could have one. But yeah, no, that'd be great. Um, if I was to send you a voice clip of me chanting, can I upload that to my club? And when we score a goal and we start chanting, do you reckon that could ever be a possibility? I'm not saying for people to upload their own. That would be amazing. But you've got the goal sound, you've got the walking on.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
add a custom chant in there.
so. That's always maybe some of my wishes as player before.
Yeah.
Just to pick the song we want to play when the game
Mm.
begin. So first that can be this, but also maybe for a goal, like you said. So I'm not sure. I think technically it's possible. It's not a priority of for sure,
Mm.
but it's not impossible. I don't know if we will do it one day or not.
Yeah. Well,
Really
it's
don't know.
like you said,
Especially for goals. For goals, it's maybe a bit much more into the game, so it could be weird.
yeah.
But I think we're still early in the sound of the games because there
Mm.
is no sound, no much sound, but we can imagine some chance and
Yeah.
more sounds during the whole game. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
all along the game, I mean.
When there's a red card and it's for the away team and all the fans are singing like cheerio, cheerio, no. But
Others,
extra flavor to the matches, I think,
yeah,
adds to the experience, right? So
yeah.
let's keep going. We've got the continued work bit about the emails ready to ship next week. The CMS, most of it's done. The final bit, a few pieces left. As once live, this will let us update in-app content, banners, streams, etc., quickly and easily, without needing a developer every time, and possibly allowing content creators to put themselves live without us asking. Well, that sounds, as a content creator myself, sounds very exciting. Is that something that Yax is that a Yax thing that he works on? That
It's Yax and Guillaume things
yeah.
because Guillaume is also very active and doing much of things in the development side. And so, yeah, I think maybe a bit more Guillaume worked on this, but both of us, of them, of
Yeah.
course. And it's it will be nice to have such easy way to put the stream embed and
Yeah,
everything. So
yeah,
really
because
nice things.
embedding the content creators streams helps them massively, whether it's myself, whether it's MFL Ramble, whether it's led when he's been on there, and the huge amount of other great content creators we have. If they're all doing live streams and being put on there, it gives them extra exposure. And it to an extent as well, it's free advertising for the content creator, but also for you guys, because they're doing the streams and other people can come and find MFL. Club Delegation, great progress here. That's what I'd like to hear. Everything is looking ready. We're currently focused on additional testing and QA to make sure it behaves exactly as expected. And I have a question about this, because I was looking in the photos that were included, and there's a bit which says staff under contract. So, and it says 1 of 5. And when you have the permissions that you can give other managers, from looking at this, it looks like that you can basically have someone who looks after contracts, someone who looks after tactics. Is that what it's going to be like?
Yeah, it's so I didn't really test everything on it, but it's you can have up to 5 people.
Wow.
So for five people in the staff, and so you can set distinct parts of habilitation, of authorization. So maybe you can have like a community manager that is just able to do the branding and generate the social media images. And on the other way, just a man that does only contracts, and another that does only tactics. That's possible. So
Wow.
the
I think, for maybe my understanding was, you just give one person access to the club and they have a particular thing they can do with it. But when you look at this, you have up to 5 people can be under contract. So you can have, that's really amazing. You could have someone, doing contracts, doing branding, doing social, doing the tactics, registering competitions and so on and so forth. How exciting.
but
Oh, I
that's
love that.
really the idea behind this was really about this actually about this like the Casocio for French guys and BFC, right?
Yeah, ballers. Yeah.
The ballers that are some collective and share managing a club,
Yeah.
and that's really this thing that was the focus designing this feature. So it was really all designed before I came in MFL. So everything was clear, and I discovered it quite lately, actually, since they were doing everything, and now I
Mhm.
just can see a bit more. But
Yeah.
I almost discovered it with you, with the pictures, I guess. Almost, almost.
So then, some infrastructure update. We've got some development environment improvements, new UI. Currently working on implementing the player page. Have you seen this player page?
Yes, of course, I've seen things. I've seen things.
How good does it look?
It's nice. It's nice. For me, it's really nice. It's not everything is not fully set, and I mean there is no final version of the
Oh yeah.
UI of everything, but it will be a nice upgrade for the website, I think, and even that's also for the navigation within the website. Or for now, there are some things that are not optimal. Let's say,
Hmm.
like for instance, if we want to switch clubs and things like this. For us, I guess it's easy. We played so much that we
Yeah.
know the clicks. We can do it with while blind,
Yeah.
But for new users, it can be quite hard to find where is my contract, where is everything. So that's
Yeah.
a major focus on
I'll ag-
this
I'll agree
with new
with that.
visuals.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. You find quite a few new people come in and say,
Mm.
where can I cancel the contract, or where can I cancel the contract that I've sent out for a player? And if you can just have that in a more manageable and accessible way, making it easier for the manager, then I think all of us are in agreement that that's a really positive step to be making.
But still there will be some negative thoughts about it. If something changed, there is always people complaining.
Oh
I've
yeah,
learned this. I've
of
learned
course.
this.
There's if like myself or many others will be used to it for about 3-4 years, and then when something changes,
Yeah.
we're like, oh no. A bit like some of the player cards when the photorealism. Some
Yes,
people were
of
like, oh,
course.
I'm not too keen on them, and now actually, if you said to people it was 6-7 months ago we made these changes, it would feel like it was 1 or 2 years ago. It feels like such a long time we've had these new player cards in, but actually they're less than a year old. They're half a year old. They're not that been in the game for a long time, but it feels like a long time. So everyone gets used to it. People just like having a moan for the sake of it. Maybe if it's the engine. Yeah. But anyway, so been some bug fixes. Um, some with the kits being hard to distinguish between the two. I think you need to let us have a third kit. Let us have a third kit. Where just in case the two clash, have a third one. And maybe it could be like extra MFL to have a third kit, but it'd be cool to have three kits. You're
Okay.
home and you're away, and then a third kit. Maybe it's only for the cups or like a special one or something like that. I'd be a big fan of that. And then some stuff with the image generation being slow and unreliable. That's
Yeah.
that there.
Yeah, but for the image, it's I don't know if you're reading it from the dev update.
Yeah.
It's on the works to improve these image generations because
Yes. It says to replacing the existing system with a new tool that gives us more control, generates images faster, and lets them use them as a thumbnail when showing it, which is great. So it's not
yeah,
just the MFL, become a manager. I can't remember what the text says on the thumbnail,
yeah,
but it's actually the thumbnail is the image, which is really cool. So, and as the last sentence says, big improvement coming here.
yeah,
Like to say.
yeah. For me, it was really painful to generate these images. That's why I don't know if you remind this, but I had a bot for my club, for my silver club for the Galaxy, that was generating some image of my own to share results and post all alone, like for
Yeah,
the Diamond League actually,
yeah,
same
well,
way.
it's yourself and the French community. I
Yes.
occasionally pop into the Discord that you guys are in. Mainly, I joined it. I joined it when it was the Goal Rush event because it was, there was this heated. There was the two of us alliances. I would post something in the WenDirk being like, "Come on, guys, we need to get going." At everyone, and then someone from the French would forward it and be like, "Come on, guys!" Like Jimbo's rallying them and getting them, playing more games, and it was really fun. And every now and then I'll go in there and I'll, I'll copy and paste it into Google Translate so I could see what they were saying, and it just cracked me. It made me laugh so much. I felt like a real spy. And then afterwards, I go in there and say, congrats and all that. I think I said it in French as well with a GIF in there. But you guys, you've built some amazing tools even within Discord where people can like look at their training or their results all in one piece. What I've seen recently is Hermione has been doing the rounds. I think it's like a bot within or something within the MFL French Discord. But there's some really amazing builders, within the whole MFL community, but particularly within the French side, right?
Yeah, of course. So for me, Alexi is the king of
Oh yeah,
the
he's a
MFL
goat when it
builders.
comes to it.
It's really it helped me so much also about my website, the second version of it, that I have to put back on track at some point because now it's not working anymore, I guess.
Mm,
And yeah, that's something I should do, but start working and holidays and personal stuff, and so it was a bit let
yeah,
aside for now. But at
yeah.
some point, I should just update it so it works.
Mm.
But Alexi, yeah, did everything with this awesome website. It's really my favorite tool, I think. With the MFL player, of course, MFL player was
Yeah, Ali,
the
shout out to
historical
Ali.
first and really nice.
Yeah, yeah. There's in the French Discord. There's some really nice like bots you've got in there that can really just share information with users really quickly. And I might have to see how that's done and speak to some. May I speak to Alexis and the
Okay,
great people in there.
for the Discord, it wasn't Alexis. It was mostly me and also Nico that went by
They just
Rodeo Rex.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, that did also some. So actually, there is currently, I think, my bot and also his bot.
Yeah.
and slowly is replacing my bot. But my bot was to share as actually I created the bot because of the progression, because
Yeah, that's
just
what I saw it from. Yeah.
yeah, that was my main thing. Because the first day of progression, I was so hyped, and it was like, okay, I should click, and there is all this +1, but is this +1 from this morning or from
Mhm.
this from now? And so I started a little script just to see the last update of my players, and then I was, okay, let's do it in the Discord, and
Yeah.
so it was so it come and this and sharing results and everything. It's nice. I think it's make a good thing for the community.
100%. I might have to inquire about
Okay, maybe we can talk.
where to put into the WenDirk one, just to see what it's, just to test it out. Because I know there'd be a crazy amount of people from our community and other English communities that would love to have something to help them see their progression a bit better. But right, the engine update and the dev updates. Based on your feedback regarding the engine, we focus this week on improving all defensive mechanisms, which is what you said earlier, for future seasons, with the goal of releasing an experimental build next week, if possible. So hopefully maybe mid-season transfer window along those lines. The improvements specifically include improved defenders' positioning when marking opponents, so they naturally place themselves between the goal and the attacker. So that's keep, being what we call goal side, being the right side of the attacker.
Yeah, yeah. It was already the case for most of the time, but sometimes I think maybe especially on crosses, it wasn't really clear, and it could have been improved. And there is a little new way to, yeah, it's a new version of this mechanism. And yeah, hopefully the position will feel more natural, I think,
Mhm.
for these
Yeah,
situations.
yeah. Improve the covering system. When a defender is out of position for any reason, another teammate will now properly cover for him. Previously, this could leave gaps in defense or conversely fail to fill existing holes. I think we've seen a few times in previous engines or this season where it may be like a counter attack from a corner, and you feel like naturally a player should be there to cover the gaps. We've all played football before, and your defender goes running up, and you go, "It's okay, you go, I'll cover." Sometimes it feels like there's not that communication in the engine with the defenders, and they don't cover. So to see that being improved, how's that been this week, or when you've been working on it?
Yeah, that's exactly this point. I remember there were a really bad thing in one of simulation I saw where it was, like you said, an offensive free kick maybe, or just a cross, and that's a goal kicked away. And there was a left back that instead of covering, just run anyway we'll get it, so I
Yeah,
can just go for the no, no man, please defend. So yeah, that was this example we worked on and improved, so this happened. So of course, yeah, that's improvement by improvement, but we'll talk about it later. The one of the hardest, maybe the hardest part about the engine is like we can't test everything. There is thousands of games in leagues each day, and see when there is a poor behavior. It's not immediate, sadly.
mm,
So we have to find them and then improve it. But maybe there is situation where it doesn't work well, and so on.
yeah.
So that's a bit of all of these kind of things. Or sometimes it doesn't cover bad, we improve it, but there still be another maybe, and so on.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Fair enough. We can talk about that later. Yeah, refined marking assignments to achieve more optimal and coherent solutions. I guess that's linked to the top two, but that's just how. What does that actually mean?
Yeah, that's more global. Maybe it's like more about the assignment of the marking. Like this defender should go on him, and this should go on
Yeah.
him. And it's really for this instance, this one is really mathematical. It's like it was a simple algorithm that's quite simple. Or don't know if it's a good word, but yeah, it's quite simple algorithm, efficient and simple algorithm, and we pushed it a level above, so it's he thinks a bit more, let's say, and
Hmm.
you might find better solution than the first one. Let's say.
Okay. Improve the pressing behavior on the ball carrier by choosing more correctly the right players, especially in a situation where the defense is not super organized. If I give you an example here, is this something this is trying to address and fix? Where I had a situation where their centre back or their right back was on the ball, and four of my players decided to run at him. Is that addressing that sort of situation or?
Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, I'm not sure of all the part here if I don't know well, but that's something that has been worked, of course. So there has been an improvement on this part also of the code. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, and then go on.
Okay. No, the pressing behavior. Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading also the
update as well.
because
Yeah,
there was so much.
it was a big one for the engine. A big one for the engine this week.
I feel we had to give you much more. We have to give you some food about this. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think that's that can this one can be linked to your example.
Yeah. I'll read the last four. Then if you want to comment on any of them, you can do. So added smarter interception decisions. Defenders can now choose not to attempt an interception if it's too risky. Previously, they would always try, and a missed attempt left the attacker with too much space. This can still happen, but less frequently, depending on the player's defensive attribute. And what I really like there is that you've basically said what attribute impacts that particular behavior. Because I think a lot of people want to say, well, how does what parts of the engine does defending actually relate to? What parts does the physical relate to? What parts does the dribbling relate to? And I think it's nice now that it, albeit one really small part, interceptions, kind of obvious it's linked to defending, but how I read that is maybe if the defender's defense attribute is lower, they're more likely to do riskier interceptions. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's totally my that's totally these things. Yeah.
So it's all because people want to have almost like a bit of a cheat sheet where they say, "Oh, physical relates to joules and fatigue and that. This is what pace equals. This is what shooting does." But it's nice to see actually this is the attribute which impacts this in the engine, because that helps our understanding of what the change actually means and how we can influence it.
Yeah. Of course, it's but it's like there is so few attributes, like pace, defense, and I think for the engine, Quentin will back me up if I say this. You already say this. It's if we have more attributes, it will be better. So we can have an attribute for weather. We know that we can use it exactly at this point. So we use this 6-7 parameters if we count the overall, because we can use also overall. And then it's exactly for its purpose. So interception totally about defense.
So in an ideal world, you and Quinton want there to be more attributes so you can focus things more on the engine. Is that what you've just said, basically?
Yeah, I think that's that will be better also for us to have the power of the even just for shooting. If you have precision and power, it will be totally nice to have this degree of variation.
Maybe a tough question then. Do you think we ever see an expansion, more attributes being added, or is that something that's quite hard to do now? We are this far with it.
I don't know. I can't say. I mean, just I can say there will be. I can say there won't be. Okay. I don't know, but hopefully at some point. Maybe, yeah. I'd like personally. I like, but that's that's not in the near plan.
Okay, gotcha. Refined danger estimation of players, so the most dangerous opponents are prioritized for marking. Improve defender movement to better anticipate the attacker's speed when pressing or marking, preventing them from being caught off guard by speed differences. Then identified and corrected various inappropriate or inefficient defensive behaviors.
Yes.
A big dev update from an engine point of view.
Yeah.
And just to remind people as well, obviously you work on the engine, Quentin works on the engine. Is it just it's mainly you two, and is there anyone else that sort of chimes in with the engine, or is it particularly you two?
No, that's us two.
Yeah.
I mean, there's of course Yax not so far, so we talk about Yax and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Quentin and me also. So yeah, I don't. Maybe we talk a bit about it later, but I don't work only on the engine, and obviously even Quentin is also doing different stuff.
Yeah.
But he's already let's say the boss of the engine. I like this. I think I call him sometimes like this.
Boss of the engine.
And yeah, so yeah, yes.
Awesome,
yeah, so
awesome.
yeah, just that way. Yeah, that's Quentin full time, and let's say me. I'd like to say half time. Maybe it depends. Last week I was really only on the engine, for instance.
Yeah, and
forgot almost only. Yeah.
Well, it's shown in the amount of things the dev update, so you can clearly see that you and Quentin have been hard at work smashing out the engine when it comes to improving for can I make the assumption this will be for next season, for season 12?
Yeah.
It won't be a season 9, season 10 sort of, similar engine. It will be considered a new engine.
We would have liked to keep it for a few seasons. For 2 seasons. 2 seasons sounds like already nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, there has been these defenders that didn't behave nice. So with this, we have to make it better, I think, before keeping it for another season.
And is that something with the defenders which, if no one in the community was shouting about defenders, that you would change? Or did you, when when people send in their clips of the matches, that you actually go, hang on, there is some problem here with the defenders?
No, that's totally this way. It's like, so maybe first it was the problem is that we have these feedbacks that are really helpful, but we have them really late. So it's like there has been the experimental for maybe a month or something like this before the season, but we had some feedbacks and we did some small adjustments. But then there was I remember especially one bug of a right back that randomly went to the left side. So it was really weird, and okay, we have to fix this, but we never saw that before. And obviously, when we see this, we say, "Oh, there is something here. We have to take care of it." But this was really late, and so we made this page, and obviously, I think it fixed this problem. But it was really short to try if everything was okay on everything, and tried a bit. It looked better. It was fine, and I don't know if it was better before or after the patch for the overall things. But the thing is that some of this sad behavior, because it's sad. I'm really frustrated with this engine, because I think it was a really good improvement on many sides, but there is this defenders that sometimes look really bad, and that's sad. That's really frustrating for me. Especially it's my first one.
Because you would have joined during the season 9 and then season 10 would have been the same. So this is your first full engine you've been working on. So I can imagine it's quite sad and frustrating, because your first one, and then it's a behavior which you guys, you're saying you didn't really anticipate until people start mass watching their matches. So
but there's so many things to say about this, because this maybe we should also improve on how we test the engine, of course, because that's also linked. We can't rely on just a UI community will play 2,000 matches and we'll see feedback.
Yeah.
So I really, make it simple. It's not, of course, so we just don't, okay, there is an engine and then we wait for you to tell us what's wrong. Where we also watch games and everything, but we can see everything. And that's one difficult thing about this.
Because you have some of those sort of like experimental engine cups and things like that. People to get into the testing. Do you think that it would be valuable if there was a sort of a dedicated group of the community who, a collective of X amount of people whose sole job during the off season or whatever is to just watch the matches and try and pick out these things? Because I imagine for the most people, and maybe I might be misspeaking on the rest of the community here, but if they join an experimental cup, they quickly get in there and then they don't watch and they just see if they win or not. They just make it go all the way through. So, and I know there's obviously you have the MFL. Sometimes you gave away MFL for people for having so much feedback or a badge or things like that, which I think is great to gamify. Do you think you'd benefit from a or you may already have a team of a community who look after it, but as a focus group?
We discuss a bit with some users, but that's not. Even if there are some volunteer and some people that that can watch and tell us things. I remember I talked with some of my French friends from the community when we were released the experimental, and so it was really nice. It's always helpful, but still, I have a memory from my playing time. I don't know if you saw that, but I did one live on Twitch with Quentin.
I listened. I tuned in for some of it. Obviously, I can't understand it, but I think I may have said hello for 5 minutes and then came out because I couldn't understand it. But I think I remember it being live. Yeah,
that's usually what you do. Yeah, when I was on Twitch, and so I had this live with Quentin, and we talked maybe 1 hour or two about the engine, and it was during the release of an experimental, like I think it was last summer. Like maybe August or something like
season 6, season 7, maybe something like that. Yeah, 7, 8.
Maybe it was. It was when the freedom was introduced.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Position freedom, and so we just played some game and discussed and tried to see if there is a bug or whatever, and it was nice. But that's just watching games, and that's not people that really try to work out the engine, Because when I was setting up my next season, I tried to play with this freedomness, and so I saw that if I put my, this one was really nice to put my left midfielder, for instance, in like a defensive and no much more freedom, and my left central midfielder with attack tendency on and high freedom. So I had something like this central midfielder was going into on the side with this, and I was like, whoa, we can do this on MFL. That's amazing. But when I was with Quentin and he released the experimental, of course, I didn't see that. And Quentin, maybe not so much neither. Because for us, when that's another part, when you work on the engine, you more work in the sense that everything is good. You don't try to put the weird tactic. You mostly looking for balanced stuff and everything working, and it's not the approach of I want to do this thing to maximize my players, and so it's not really the same approach. It's hard to have it, and also with a focus group or whatever, if we talk with people, until people are not really making their teams for the competition with their new players and setting up their tactics for the season, it's not that much. It's not as much testing. It's it's the first thing, but it's not the full thing. Let's say.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean there. I think there'll be plenty of people in the community who would volunteer themselves to help in those sort of community, these feedback groups, if it's feedback for the engine. But I think what you said was true, that also some people don't have their team set up properly, but if it's just watching it for visual things, then maybe that could be
Yeah, but that's the point of the channel. So just the engine feedback section is ready so everyone can
yeah.
tell everything. So if it's said nicely, it's better. But
Yeah, that always
but
help.
it's really any comments is nice, and we read everything. So we don't always answer, but we read really everything.
Yeah, no, I know that you guys read everything, and yes, folks, if you probably word it more positively and nicely, you probably a better chance that you actually get a response. But right, let's carry on here. Let's come to the Diamond League very quickly. The Diamond League, as it stands, with one game left before we hit the midway point in the season, we have Meta Mercenaries top with 28 points, 8 points ahead of second, which is Dio's Amsterdam Lions. I think it's fair to say that maybe Meta Mercenaries, after 2 years out of the Diamond League title, he's back. He has seemingly figured out this engine. If he has figured out relatively early on compared to the rest of the community. Bishoni Milano third, Sid Los Galacticos fourth, Sao Paulo fifth, Bob's Soul Iron Pigs in sixth, which I think he's been really unlucky with red cards this season, which we can talk about maybe cards in a second. Big Will's Tango, forever mid-table, forever coming seventh. He'll probably stay there. Eighth, GTA Ontario. BFC Barcelona, managed by Taggart in his first season in Diamond. In ninth, or joint 8th, 9th, but relegation playoff because of goal difference. Then our bottom three is MFC Napoli, BFC Manchester, and then La Furia Espanola. So even before you became part of the MFL team, Bastis, did you used to keep an eye on the Diamond Division a little bit?
It depends of the season, but kind of with MFL Diamond League bot on Twitter I made.
Yeah.
When it was running, I followed what it was saying, so I was more, let's say, enfin, je suivais plus souvent. I was following it more often. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, and it depends on the season, but I used to like to have an eye on what's going on and everything. Of course, it should be more visual, I guess. It should be everywhere. It's like the top of the league, and I want to see everywhere that the results and what happens today, and so.
Is there any other bit when it comes to like the engine testing and the stuff that you do, simulations, when you're running variations at this high level, the overall of 1,000 plus?
Yeah, we try to test a bit of everything. So obviously some Diamond League overalls and typical Diamond League's game, but also some young commands and so on. But obviously, yeah, we want to see what good players do.
Yeah.
So because it's even sadder if a really good ultimate player does a sad thing in defense. It's even sadder that if it's a command, you say, "Well, anyway, it's bad." So,
Yeah.
but
I kind of want to ask you, who do you think will win the Diamond League this season? But I think maybe in fear, if you say someone and they actually end up winning and it's not meta, people might go, "Oh, did they tweak it a bit?" But who do you think will win?
I think there is a. So I shouldn't say maybe, but yeah, for now, Rona has looks like he has a clear advantage. It's like 9 win and only 1 draw.
Yeah.
It will be hard to come back to him, but we know that there is some tinfoil hats in MFL that maybe there is one that's engine change at mid-season, so that's a pure tinfoil hat, of course.
Yeah.
The pure tinfoil hat theory, but maybe there will be less luck and he won't win the title. I think the opponent shouldn't despair about catching back him.
Mm. Yeah, I think I think you can't go wrong much with Ronan taking the title. 8 points clear. He plays his next game is against Bascioni Milano, who are third. So if he was to win that, you feel like he really extends it, and particularly as Dio's Amsterdam Lions play against Seoul Iron Pigs, last year's title winners. If you imagine Meta wins, Bob Soul Iron Pigs wins. Then you've got Ronan with a 12-point gap going into, 11-point gap, going into mid-season, and that's what 4 wins. That's a lot to to recover in second half of the season.
Yeah, I really think we should all tune in tonight. So if you're really early watchers of the podcast, early listeners, because this game between Meta Mercenaries and Bastien Milano will be a major game for the season.
Yeah. I'll just quickly stop sharing here. So I know one thing that's been noted this season in the engine is the amount of cards, yellow cards, red cards that has been given so far this season. I'm interested to see what the mid-season report comes out with, because surely that will give some actual figures. But I know from the Diamond League point of view, there has been a quite a considerable uptick in red cards. I think courtesy of James and his spreadsheet, which I am. There's been 12 red cards so far this season, and I think maybe last season there was like 3 or 4. I could be completely wrong. James is going to be kicking himself when he realizes I've said that stat wrong. But have you noticed on your side, very briefly, before the mid-season report comes out, an uptick in yellow and red cards this season?
Yeah, so we had a look last week, and so there is an increase of the number of yellow and red, but it's not like 4 times what it was before. Not at all. But it's I don't have the figure in mind. I had a look and I confirmed that there is an increase. So it's more than previous seasons, but I'm not sure. I don't think. But I have to compare with the figures of IRL competitions. I don't think it's so much. I don't think it's much more than IRL competition. But I didn't do the mid-season report yet. We'll see in a few days a bit more.
Yeah.
And it was increased. It was a conscious increase, because we said in the previous report that we wanted to increase a bit the number of cards.
Yeah.
But maybe it has increased a bit too much, so we'll monitor it and adjust for next engine, of course.
I think looking at this spreadsheet, I think I've in the 5 minutes I've managed to read through it. Last season in Diamond there was 16 red cards according to this spreadsheet, and so far this season there's been 12. So we're 4 red cards off there being, we're not even at the halfway point yet. So I think it's unfortunately fallen to Bob. I think he's had 2 or 3 red cards for his team, and Meta Mercenary Ronan's had 3, 2 or 3 red cards for the team that he's played against. So it seems like it's been focused on one. But when you say you wanted more, a few more cards, is that sort of people maybe playing like very aggressive and you want to punish them a bit more, or are you allowed to say that reason?
No,
Is that too much information?
No, that's much more that in the mid-season report each time it's compared with the figures from IRL competitions, like Champions League or Premier League, and so it was a bit low compared to it. So that was the main reason to increase it a bit.
Yeah,
and there was another thing about what you said. What is it?
About if the quite a lot of people play more as more aggressive on the setting. Exactly. Do you want to punish those people a bit more, so to speak?
So not at all. But there might be a thing also with everyone thinking that dribbling is overpowered this season. So obviously, if in one side you think that dribble is overpowered and you dribble more, and on the other side you put your defender more aggressive, maybe there will also be more cards. So maybe we increase it a bit, and also more players play dribble or things that provoke dribbles or aggressive. I mean, things that provoke some faults and also some cards. So maybe it's a bit a tiny improvement on our side, and some tactics also affect that improved it even more. But this has to be confirmed.
Because if you can, could you do all the testing you wanted to from your side with particularly balanced settings and tactics? But then if everyone plays more dribbling, more aggressive, can that skew? Because could that mean like more fouls, more dribbling, more cards?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's so we usually try to see a bit of everything and a bit of in one side a bit of everything and also mainly some balanced stuff. So these things. But if everyone, let's say, plays a full attack, so finds a way to be really efficient offensively and don't care about the defense, well, obviously there will be more goals than when we expect. So that's also one thing.
Yeah. Because I guess it's always an interesting one where people might put their match as like, oh, this happened, but unless they expose their tactics and what they're doing, which I guess you guys can go and see if someone sends a link, can you see what both teams were set up to play?
Of course we
can
see
of course
everything.
You can, yeah. So, and I think that's maybe happened before. I remember seasons ago where someone said something about a match, like how did I lose it? And Quinton, in quite possibly the best response ever, said, if all your tactics were on balance, your chance of winning was 50%, drawing was 30%, and losing was 20%. But because of your tactics, you reduced your own win rate because of like how they put you at a disadvantage. I guess. Yeah, and that's the thing. You're playing against other people where you can have the best setup in the world and what you think is right, but someone might have set a tactic that is so perfect to play against yours in a way, or formation matchups to an example. I know you try and keep them balanced, so there's not one formation that beats all, even though there is. It seems like the last couple of seasons, 4-3-3, the 4-3-3s have been pretty strong. Is there a I can't ask you, is there a meta formation, Bastis? How does it work with formations? And because it's so much of it is up to the players and the managers, who the players they field, their tactics, and how that influences a formation.
I think for us, the ideal thing is that every formation is balanced, so against every formation. That will be the ultimate goal. But we can't. Obviously, it's not like this. It's not a button like this. We can balance like with a trigger, more balanced, less balanced. It will be nice. Huh? I think I like this. I'd like this one, but ideally, we'd like it to be balanced and that every formation works well and everything. But it's not that simple maybe, and there will always be things working better than others, I guess, and also things working better against something, and but this thing could be better against another thing.
Yeah,
I think the good point is that balance. Tactics mean something. Obviously, when you touch some button and change your settings, you see that your team don't behave the same, and we can't and we don't want neither the perfect balance that every tactics and every formation is 50-50 luck each time, so it won't make any sense. So it's tough thing, but it's mainly just looking at the things to make it work the best possible.
Yeah.
And then obviously, but maybe something will be better than another. And this, even if you pay me, I can say. But even I'm not sure if I can clearly say that this one is better than this other, because it
Yeah.
will also depends on all your setups.
Yeah.
So it's really like you really, if you want to give me $200 and ask me what's how should I win? I think you can give me the money if you like, but
yeah.
I don't have the perfect solution for you.
Do you think it's quite easy to get it tactically wrong? Do you think if people change it too much, they have a negative impact on their own?
I think I think both is possible. Really, I think both is possible, and that's why maybe a balance is safer, because you won't mess up if you just balance everything. But if you do some change, it can go better or it can go worse, of course, because it can go only better, you know. So that's totally natural.
My last bit before we get into the market and place and the splash of the week is, as long as you can make 4-3-3 less effective against my 3-5-2B, then I will send you over that money.
Okay.
And I know from my side that's pure negligence, and it's me. I know that if I'm playing against someone with a 4-3-3A, I shouldn't be playing a 3-5-2B as aggressively as I should, because I get 3 wingers, 3 defenders. It's not a great matchup, but that's on me. But if you can make my 3-5-2 be a bit more effective against it, Bastis, that would be perfect. I'd really appreciate that.
Up the Wyverns, right?
That's, up the Wyverns, exactly. I'm going to clip that. Up the Wyverns. I've managed to get someone who works on the engine to say up the Wyverns. There we go. Right. Quickly, before we get into your IRL MFL, because you want to highlight something, we're going to quickly go into this week's Splash of the Week. Right, so because we're mid-season, we don't really get the big splashes. So a big thank you to Zuta and his spreadsheet to help me identify this week's Splash of the Week. It is a player called Hafid Karimi. He's a Moroccan striker. Will he steal the goalkeeper's towels? We do not know. AFCON reference for those who get it. An 87 rated striker sold for $225. A baby splash compared to previous splashes we've had on the podcast. A 28-year-old striker from Morocco. 87 overall. 89 pace. 95 shooting. 74 passing. 76 dribbling. 36 defending, because we all care about defending on a striker. And then 90 physical, being sold by Big John, Big John, and being bought by Goga, FZY, for $225. Not sure I said that. I think I did. Congrats to you for being this week's Splash of the Week. I have a question for you, Bastis. Do you know the sales air table?
Oh, it doesn't work anymore.
It's not been updated since October. Who can I email to get this sorted out? Who can I send money to?
Send always money, then we see. But no, I think Airtable is off. It's not used anymore by the team.
I mean, we've got some great people like Zuta who can pull data through anyway. But I had I'm not technically savvy like that, so I had my own dashboards, and then one day, Thanos clicked his fingers and it no longer worked. So, well, at least I know it's not being used. So I every night I pray that it's going to come back, and every night I'm let down. But at least I now know an answer.
Yeah, I think it won't come back. It's not.
There we go.
I might be wrong, but I won't bet on it.
R.I.P. to the air table. We haven't done IRL MFL for a while, Bastis, but you wanted to say something. But I guess before we do this, you aren't the you're one of the people who we've met face to face, and you've been on the podcast. You were in Paris last summer during the event, and a lot of you French community, you rocked your own jerseys, didn't you? You had your own custom made jerseys, yeah. They all look great. Have you whose idea was that to make those custom jerseys?
Oh, I don't remember the well. We first had the idea. I don't know, but it was really fast in the Discord.
Yeah.
Like IRL event and like 10 messages later, oh, let's all have a jersey. And so it was really fast, but I don't know who said it first. Really, I don't remember. And then we were maybe 3 or 4 to talk about it and set it up and everything.
Because I remember
And so,
outside PSG Stadium before we went into the tour, and then I just saw all these people in the same in the same shirts appear, and I recognised yourself, Alexis, because we've spoken on the podcast before, so I recognised some of you, and it was great to meet you in person as well. And I was like, "Who are these people?" And then they turn around, and suddenly I go, "Oh, you're that person," you know. So it was great to. Thank you for having the names on your jerseys because it made it so easy to figure out who was who. But I thought they were great.
Even for us, because we didn't met.
Of course, yes.
Didn't meet before, so.
But you wanted to have an IRL MFL piece, Basti. You said you had one.
Yeah, it's related to Paris. So,
okay,
no, I'm from Marseille, and Paris is my club. I don't like. No.
Yep.
But there was Champions League this week, and Paris lost 2-1 against Sporting with like a goal in the last minutes or something like this. I didn't watch the game, but there was a huge domination of Paris, and they lost contrary to the football.
Yeah,
let's say. And so I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a declaration of the coach of Paris Saint-Germain, Luis Enrique, saying that we lost because football is shit. just this. So it was really fix the engine, fix the defense moment, So really, he really said that. It was like, okay, yeah. That's the fix engine moment of the week, and
I like that. I love
nice.
that. It's basically the IRL version of like the engine's fucked. Fix the engine. It's got more football shit. So that's why we lost. I love that. I think many people can connect with what Luis Enrique was saying.
Of course.
Did Marseille? They won this weekend, right?
Yeah, this weekend, yes, we won 3-1 yesterday against Lens. That was former leader of the league. No, Paris is first.
Did you win midweek?
No, we lost 3-0 against Liverpool.
Oh, of course, yeah. Sorry,
in Marseille.
Liverpool. Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't that bad. I have many friends that complained about this game, but I don't follow much Premier League. I've heard that Liverpool was doing a quite poor season and that the result wasn't really good. And they really played a good game against us. Like really the pressing, the intensity they put was really, really strong. And these players doing these things and this tactical rigor, this intensity, everything, they really respected us and played a very good game against us. So the score is hard, but it wasn't that bad from us, and it was really strong Liverpool.
I've not watched much Liverpool in the Premier League. They haven't been great, and maybe we could say that one reason they do well in the Champions League is because it's against different European opposition, and Premier League clubs sometimes tend to do quite well in the Champions League. Just because obviously Marseille don't play Liverpool much, and Liverpool are on paper, I would say, a better side than Marseille. And with Liverpool right now, you don't know which one's going to turn up. And if you're not ready for Liverpool, then they can just come along and not smash you, but play well against you. Whereas in the Premier League, I think a lot of teams analyse Liverpool loads, analyse all the teams, and try and figure them out. But the Premier League is very good this season. We had Man U beat Arsenal today. It's only 4 points now. You've got Aston Villa up there. There's a lot of good Premier League teams in the Champions League now. I think Man City have to win next week to go through, and then Tottenham can go through, Man City can go through, Liverpool can go through. No, not Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea are in it as well, aren't they? Yeah, and then Arsenal.
Newcastle.
Oh,
I don't
Newcastle.
know,
Yeah. I can't remember
but
the exact one. Yeah.
yeah, but we beat them, so that was nice.
Yeah. Arsenal first, Liverpool fourth, Tottenham fifth, Newcastle seventh, Chelsea eighth, Man City 11th. And then
So
so
really
you've got
strong.
all the Premier League teams are up there. But anyway, right. Bastis, we've got plenty of questions to ask you, but we want to let you talk a bit about yourself and how you came into this role, right? Because you've been an OG MFL player. You've played it, since the early days. You are a massive part of the French community. You built the amazing website of MFL Manager, but now you are a product and engine specialist within the MFL team. How did that come about? How did you get into that role? How did you find out about it? And tell us a bit about the role
Yeah.
now.
Okay. So yeah, the first part of the story, you can go back to episode 54, was it?
54, 9th of September,
Yeah,
2024, we had you on.
something
Yeah.
like this. But long story short, I discovered MFL at the very beginning, like just before the first drop of players.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a few months after I discovered Sora and was a bit interesting in this Web3 mechanics. And I was a huge player of Football Manager, so like, Football Manager Web3, I want to try this. So let's go for it and just follow the project, take a little pack because I don't want to spend a good amount of money. That's not my. I'm not an investor in this. I never was.
Yeah.
Was just wanted to play the game, and so it begins, and then the team builds the game, and maybe a year after we got the first games with clubs, first competitions, and so on, and always loved it. Really, that's really first of all fan of the game, and then it was a friend of mine that told me, but just put a page in French because at first the website was only in English, so it's not a big thing for you, Jimbo. But for the French community, English is not always automatic.
Yeah,
and so it has been just write in French some introduction, and so MFL Manager was created. So just a first page to explain what it's about and a Twitter account, so we can a bit share the actuality in French and everything. And then it goes on with the Discord, the projections, the famous projections.
Yeah, the projections. Yeah, we love them.
That now are on Alexis' website.
Yep.
And so if take it. So the Discord, the website, and all of this community thing, leading the French country in the Euro Cup. That was really fun also.
Yeah,
even if we lost at some point.
I mean,
better than yours.
Yeah, better than me. Bastis.
Yeah, it wasn't your most successful story in NFL, I guess.
No, one to forget quickly.
It was just okay, but a bit sad. I think I had a good tactic, but the last game didn't turn out in my side, and so is MFL, so is football. That's what we like also. And all of these things. The event in Paris also, where I've met you, obviously, Jimbo, and also the team and everything. And on my personal side, so I was first when I discovered MFL, I was writing my PhD. So I studied mathematics.
Oh wow!
And I was writing my PhD that I defended on December 2022.
Nice.
And then I did another year, a bit more, but I did still 1 or 2 years of research, and also moved to Montpellier, where I am now. And then I stopped. I had my contract that was ending. I wasn't sure I wanted to continue with research, and I wanted to see my opportunities and everything. So first I rest a bit, because it's important also to rest at some point.
Yeah.
Of course. And and then I was a bit looking, didn't know really what I wanted to do. maybe I wasn't closing the door definitely of academic stuff, but I wanted to see other things in company and still with some math, some algorithms, things that I like this. And then, so this September, I saw on LinkedIn a post of Mathurin saying that they are looking for product. What was it? It wasn't my offer, of course. It was um, like product manager, game product manager,
Yeah,
something
it was
like
that
this.
project. It was, yeah, project manager. Because I remember there was a couple of weeks where MFL posted quite a few jobs,
Yeah,
and I always
exactly.
Taggart and I'd always send them to him and go, "Look, MFL are recruiting, like expecting like next couple of weeks, months to see
Yeah,
people." And then yeah,
exactly. So yeah, that was this first one of game product manager, and so I first read it and I was like, yeah, that's not for me. I don't have this profile. I did math and don't have the experience, you know. But then one night later, I was like, yeah, but there is all this part about knowing the game and talking with community and things. I should try, you know. I
yeah,
should try. And then I sent a message to Mathurin and asked him, can I try? Can I apply for this and everything? So he say, yeah, of course, but it's better if we talk about it. And okay. And so I sent him a resume, and you know, it was a bit weird, but yeah, I made a special resume with like MFL manager at the top of it. You know,
yeah.
I didn't expect him to do that first, but then we talked, and yeah, he told me that yeah, first it's not my profile that he was looking for with this thing, but we discussed, and told me, yeah, don't be too enthusiastic. I don't know, but yeah, maybe for the product it could be interesting on some part, and for the engine, someone maybe can be good to help Quentin.
Mhm.
So yeah, don't. And it was my birthday when we talked actually, because I had the choice to pick up the day, and I put it on my birthday, so it was like my gift. Let's
Oh
talk with
yeah,
Mathurin, and so it was really nice to talk with Mathurin, as it's always nice to talk about him. You also made some podcast with him and
Mhm.
discussed with him in Paris, so you know, obviously,
Yeah.
that it's always nice to have a chat with him.
Yeah, he's a great
And
guy.
so okay, we discussed maybe like for 1 hour and things, and tell me, oh yeah, I don't know, but I will talk with Jan, and I'll tell you at some point. And then the tomorrow night, actually the Friday night, I was playing football. I scored my most beautiful goal in years, I guess. And then the football is over, and I look at my phone, and there is a message like, yeah, we might have something for you. It's like on the product and the engine. And there is a use case, obviously, because they like me, maybe because we discussed and the feeling is nice, but
Mhm.
they have to check that I can do stuff too,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So I had some use cases and some things to do, and I worked this out and sent them, talked with Jan, talked with Quentin, talked with Mathurin, and so it was okay for everyone, and let's go, let's go. So I started like at the beginning of October,
Yeah.
like October 6th, I think, really during the switch of the season.
Yeah. Because, uh, well, first of all, bit late now, but congrats on the acquiring the role. I'm pretty sure I would have said in the general Discord, like many of us did. We had Matt on for a Q&A, maybe season 8, season 9, around about a couple of weeks before you were being sort of
Yeah.
announced, and uh, and Mathurin told me afterwards that I think he said during it that you were maybe they were hiring someone that the community knows about or something like that. And he said to
Okay.
me, he said, "Jimbo, do you know who it is?" And I was like, "No, I haven't got a clue who it is." And he thought, "Well, I thought your reaction was a bit weird. I thought you would have known about it or something about that." And then he said it was you. And I was so happy when I heard it was you, because obviously, because you know the game in and out. Your passion for
Yeah.
the game is on level, infectious levels. It's crazy. But also because I've spoken to you on the podcast before, and I know what you're like as a human being, and how happy you would have been to be in that role. I was really happy about it. Then, I think we said it on the podcast. I think I asked you, can I say it on
Yeah.
the podcast before MFL announced it? And they were
Yeah.
like, yeah. And now we're here. So just really quickly, what does a day as a product and engine specialist look like when you wake up? What's a normal day like for you working for
First
MFL?
is, I think first thing is coffee, obviously.
Yeah.
Uh,
First thing, coffee. Second thing, will I have a strike today? No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
no, not. I think there was no strike in, in
No.
NFL. But it's really so depends on the day actually, because yeah, as I told you already multiple times, this last week was almost only the engine, so I
Mhm.
really focused on this thing. But there has been obviously a lot of different things to do. For instance, when I started, it was like just before the Gold Rush events.
Mhm.
And so maybe my first thing at MFL was to work about this event. So, I think after the first day, so there was a meeting in the morning, and then it was like a try that everything displays well, and just these things that has to be done,
Yeah.
and then also work on the generation and setting up the teams
Because
for.
the tactics for the teams we played against, you were involved in
I'm
setting those up,
involved.
right? Yeah. That was you setting them
I'm
up, wasn't
involved.
it?
Yeah, of course. But there is no cheat code. There wasn't a cheat code for Friends Alliance, I
Oh
swear.
no! I put my tinfoil hat on, and I know there wasn't. I think Yax or yourself did end up. I think it was Yax messaged me and was like, "No, this was discussed weeks ago." I was like, "No, I know it was," but I think we like to have an excuse, us Brits, to say, "No, we
Yeah,
were
of
hard
course.
done by the French." If it was the
Yeah,
other way round, I think they would have done the same thing for us.
yeah, of course.
But
But it was really impressive performance from you, because you were like half the people of the
yeah,
French
maybe
Alliance, maybe.
just over or just under half, but because we had
Yeah,
like 90% of the people were active, and I think that was a
yeah,
difference about having active people rather than
mm,
just and I love it because you get to
yeah,
see the pictures on the the logo on the
yeah, of
pitch and things
course.
like that, which is
Yeah,
great.
it's really nice. But we should do this event again at some point. It's not an announcement. I don't know when, but obviously it's. We liked on our side. It was really fun to see this, and it was really nice to have this comeback at the last minute. And
No, it wasn't. No, it
that,
wasn't.
nah, that it actually I would have been totally fine if you won, because it was really good performance. If you see the goals per game
Mm,
average, it was you were from far number one.
yeah.
So I was really fine with you winning, but yeah, there were many of them, and they took it really seriously to
I
beat you.
know they did. I was in the French Discord seeing how seriously they took
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was like, well, if at least we lose, we can say that it was rigged against us. And but no, I agree with you. I think the whole event was great, and I think it shows the power of the community. And if we can do more events like that to build the community together, because on that first day, you look in every single Discord, the French, the Ramble, the ballers, the work the space, the WenDirk, all those different discords were popping off. They were loads of messages, people, play your games, and there's memories in there we won't forget, sort of thing, which is great. So anything to do with alliances and bring people together, let's keep having more of them, please.
Yeah. I think that's the plan, but I don't know when. I think it's we should do some distinct event, different type of events, just not so only Gold Rush again.
Yeah.
I think it will be better to have another one, but I don't know what yet. It's
Mm,
not. I
yeah.
think I don't know any plan of it, but the plan of making events and making again Gold Rush exists. Of
Yeah.
course, we want to do this again. So that's sure.
Yeah. A question here from Alexis, which I should have asked you earlier. He said, "What is your tactical insight of the last Marseille game in the Champions League?"
Yeah, but we talked a bit about
Yeah, you can tell him
we
to
talked
f.
a bit
You
about
can tell him to f off if you want. You can do.
yeah, but that's what we discussed
Yeah.
before actually
So
with
there we go.
Liverpool, and it's that I think it wasn't that bad, but Liverpool really played us really well.
Yeah.
They played really well, and they studied us very well. So I'm fine with the defeat.
Yeah, he does. They won at the weekend. Doesn't mind. Right, we do have quite a few questions here, and I want to try and get through all of them if we can.
Yeah.
So Alexis also asks. Go on, we'll ask him. He says, "What aspect of engine development is the most complex, the most difficult?"
It's not an easy question. It's a good one, but thing is that there's different level of it. Maybe for me, the more complex at first is to find. No, it's it's a complex engine. So for this particular situation, it refers to this part of the code and this thing, and so understanding all the global architecture. It's quite hard for me at first, obviously, because there is many things, and you have to find what does what and so on. So there is this level. There was also the level of testing, and of course, find out how to test efficiently the engine, as we talked a bit earlier. So yeah, maybe that's the two things that come in mind first.
What was it like then, from playing MFL to then working on the engine in some parts of your job? Was when you looked at the engine, was there some parts and you went, "Oh my god, why were my tactics never?" No, if you knew what you knew now, would you change your tactics differently? No,
I think I'll stay the same.
Oh,
really.
Your tactics were that good, were they? Yeah.
But my tactics now. Yes, but no, I think that's not the same approach, and like in the engine you work like contextless with building what players should do and everything, and when you're playing, you're trying to figure out with your players. So that's the constraints here of you have this effective and find this this team, and you maybe not have a winger if you'd like to have a winger, and this kind of stuff. So it's also about what you have been able to build a squad, and with this player with these characteristics, what can I do to make them work? And obviously depend also on the engine, because it was last summer also. There was a season. I'm not a fan personally of far shots, but there was a season. I think I have to do this, so let's do it. And the process will be the same. I think there is no. There wasn't any like whoa, it's like this. It's so. Obviously, you know a bit more how it works and everything, but it's not. There wasn't a major reveal,
Okay. I'll be sending you less money now because of that answer, because there's no big secrets that you're hiding.
Yeah, but that's better. That's better this way, I think.
Yeah. Andrew Laird says, he asked, what percentage of changes to the engine are cosmetic, so visual things, or rather is more work put into how it behaves or how it looks? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. And I watched him on Thursday, Wednesday. I don't remember.
Thursday.
Yeah, and he talked a bit about it, and mainly we don't first care about cosmetics. We want them to behave better and do better. So the focus is not on the cosmetic side. The question about it was mainly because of the dribbles,
the flip flap, the elastico,
and how you call it. But it was this one is really cosmetic, because we thought that it would be nice to have some visual to So maybe it's a bit too much this season. So in the experimental, we reduced a bit the frequency of appearance, but that was only visual. So there wasn't more dribbles this season than the previous one.
Yeah. But that's because
maybe players should more often dribbles more often. So
yeah,
so
exactly.
it
Yeah,
can
is it people's
also
tactics influencing it? Because
yeah.
one of the questions to dribbling from TLY says dribbling looks to be way too prominent on all the overachiever teams he's met, all about dribbling and dribbling. Because people see the flip flap more and they see dribbling looks good, everyone plays dribbling. What was so was it something you added visually because maybe it was quite hard to see when a player was dribbling, so you added a visual in to represent that action actually happening in the game?
That's it. That's flavor also. That's
Yeah, a bit of flavor.
nice to have a so yes, so it's more visible. I think it's nice. So maybe you don't have to think of a flip flap and elastico. Maybe it's just some what's the English for passement jambe? When you crossovers, maybe when you cross your legs over the ball.
Step overs.
Step overs,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Maybe it's just things like this, but it's 2D, so it's not moving.
Yeah.
So it's you can guess what you like and see what you like. But I think it's nice to have these movements to emphasize dribbling. But yeah, maybe it was a bit too much, and I think we reduce the frequency of the appearances of the visual for next time.
Yeah, I think sometimes it was a bit too frequent. I think people like the animation. I think it was just a bit too frequent, where there might be an occasion where a player runs into the box and he does about 3 in about 5 seconds, and you're like, whoa, and then just curls a shot into the top corner, and if you're the person defending that, you're going, I hate that. But if you score that, you're like, whoa, I love it. And that's the thing with MFL. That's the thing with MFL. I always say it's kind of a zero-sum game. If I beat you, Bastis, you're upset and I'm happy. You think the engine's awful. I think it's great. So there's always going to be a lot of people who really like the engine, a lot of people who really hate it. And for the most part, a lot of our emotions towards the engine are connected to our results. If I'm performing badly, I go, the engine's bad. But maybe is it just me not putting in as much effort and looking into things a bit more? That is also possible. Taggart said, is it difficult coding a mid-table finish for the Wyverns every season? Which I have you now on video saying up the Wyverns. So I expect no more mid-season coding for my team, please.
We'll see.
Oh, wow. Maybe it's some more money I've got to send you. Risu says, any chance it's going to work out with his desired location for a club? I'm not sure how many of these questions particularly are for you or for Matt from like a more broader picture of MFL, but I know he really wants an Antarctica location.
Yeah, I know about it. It's already told me, and there is no thing. There is no work on locations actually, especially so. So yeah, I don't know more to what to say. Maybe at some point, if they talk, I promise to Rizu that if at some point they talk about new location, I will say Antarctic for sure. But that's not on the table, especially at this time. So
yeah. Obviously, you said earlier this is your first real engine that you've worked on, right?
Yeah.
And season 11 was, now season 12 being the second. We have a question here from Ryan, and maybe it's quite hard to answer because you've been playing the game and developing the game at the same time. It says, do you think the pushback, so that the community's opinion on the engine for season 11 was the biggest so far? So when people come out and they say, I don't like the engine, has it felt like season 11 has been the biggest for that?
Well, I'm not sure about this, but it's hard. Yeah, for me, I'm more focused on it.
Because I think because you've worked on it and it's recent, so it will seem like it's bigger. I from my point of view, it does seem like it's the pushback from the community has been the biggest. But we've got a bigger community than 2 years ago, so there's more people about the game, more people are very engine focused now. Like the content's
Yeah,
very
maybe.
engine focused. People are getting to grips with the engine. They're better with the engine. Do you think that's been pretty big push? How does MFL feel about
Oh,
it?
I'm not sure if it's the biggest. It's hard to say because of it wasn't the same community before. We weren't that numbered and all those things. Uh, but it's a huge one, and there is also some expectations that have been upped because we kept the same engine for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So it was a quite successful engine.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't perfect, and there were also complaints, for instance, that is often the same goals with some, so maybe not really crosses, but coming from the side and small pass and some, frequency of goals type that are, this type of goals were too often,
Yeah.
things like this. But it was quite successful. There were no much complaints on it, and so we had 2 seasons to make a new one. So that makes also the expectations of this time there has been 2 seasons between the previous engine, so it must be a huge step up. And I think in some way it is. I'm not totally disappointed with the current engine. I like it, of course. Even the defense, there has also been improvements in defense. People won't be happy when I say that, but
No, they won't.
there has been improvements. But the thing is that even say it's okay, 95% of the time they defend well. Problem is in this engine that once they fail, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
So that goes maybe back a little bit to Laird's questions. Because you say when it is cosmetic and not cosmetic, what's the part of it? But we have to think that obviously we want to improve the behavior so it's more realistic and it's better. It's not just visual, but that's the more global. This visual also impacts. The visual of. Not aesthetic only, just this, but the visual of how poor the defender is in some situation. It's a really huge impact too. So we also have to think about this.
Because I remember in the engine feedback a couple of weeks ago, you made a big list about 8-9 bullet points addressing different people's feedback, and I remember one of them saying on the lines of like, your defender did the right thing, it just didn't work out and it looked weird visually, but actually from behind the scenes in the engine, everything looked fine. And I think one that SR Monkey's come out and said before, I remember him saying it was like, if a player falls over because they've tried to go for a tackle and they've fallen over or something like that, how do you show that in the engine apart from the player standing still? Which if the player stands still, everyone goes, why is my player standing still? Like that's the natural reaction everyone's going to have. Some things are quite hard to visualize in 2D.
Yeah, that's not really standing still, but I think I remember the feedback you refer to, and it was some contest actually.
Yeah.
And it was just that there was a forward and a defender, and the forward dribbled the defender, and then he was 1v1 against the goalkeeper. So this is okay, on the, engine-wise, mechanically, this is fine.
Yeah.
But there was the thing that the defender that was passed by the forward made a run a bit odd that was not really a straight. That was more actually, it was like. So it's only for people that look at
only
it
for the
on
visual
YouTube.
watchers. Yeah,
It's like there is a forward that's dribbled from here to down here.
Yeah, straight
and the
line.
defender wide it. So if it's dribbled, if the forward success is dribbled, logically we expect to have something like this. Like the defenders will go like this, and he will have. But that's engine. Is go this and this.
Oh,
go here.
okay, yeah.
So that looks really weird, and it looks bad. What the fuck is sorry, we don't say that on pods.
Yeah, you could say
what the heck my defender is doing here. But actually there was a fight between them two, and just the forward succeed. So it's not like a huge problem logically, but it becomes a problem because it looks poor.
Yeah,
And that's obviously something that we worked on also this week and the week before.
The Switch says, how does he plan to make an engine that no one complains about when they have a bad season?
Yeah, actually, this one, I think it will be maybe easier to solve world hunger or things like this, because obviously people that lose, even if they lose, are doing the right thing, and it wasn't. And the engine was good and everything. If you lose, you lose, and people will always complain about losing.
No one will never complain. Yeah.
So,
someone has to lose. Someone has to lose every season, basically, and those people will complain.
And obviously, I think, except if each lose are maybe like 2-0, but we considered like 10 goals on target, and obviously the team was really strong. This way, maybe it's okay to lose, but it's not possible to only have this. It will be a really boring game, I guess.
Yeah, we've got a few questions from James here. He said, regardless of feedback from communities, he said, what's been his favorite engine release so far? And because you've only released one officially, you can include the ones you've played in as well. What's been your favorite engine this in 11 seasons? We've had 9 engines because we had one twice.
Yeah, okay. So no, I won't say this. The question of Reims was this season, so was released by me. So that's the only one. So obviously it's the one of this season. But I think, it has been too frustrating with these problems that are here. I can say otherwise. I think it would have been a really great engine if just it was the same, but it didn't look that bad when it comes to some defense behavior.
Okay, yeah.
Then it would. I think it would have been really great, but I didn't play on the last engine that was probably very good since it lasted 2 seasons.
Yep.
And I would have liked, but that's the one I know the less, obviously. And so it comes back to the last one was from August to October, so it was my when there were position freedom. And so I think I will pick this one because I had so much fun with the the freedom. So I will sell this one.
Yeah. Nice. He's got 2
and it was a good season for me. It was my last and a really good season.
End on a high.
And so I won the bronze championship.
Nice.
With my first club from the days. That was the first Iron club.
Yeah.
But that was my second club because I bought a bronze club first really early.
Yeah.
Then really early. And so that was my very first club that was from Iron to bronze at some point. And for the last season, I had an extremely beautiful season with the title like 2 or 3 days before the end. And not such an overpowered team. I had a good team, but not a full Lego in bronze,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and with this tactic of it was like 4-1-4-1.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 4-1-4-1. Yeah.
And with the freedom of I had this left midfielder that was going to the wing, and the left midfielder that was staying here. And so it was really nice to see it, and it worked really well. So it was amazing. And also with this, I had my last club from Montpellier, where I lived, that was in Spark, and won the cup, and actually ended up third. Plus was promoted twice during the playoff. So it was my first promotion with the playoff. So it was actually a massive good season to me. So obviously I like this engine. It was perfect.
Because you won a lot. I don't know why they won a lot, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they hire me. The engine was already perfect, but don't tell that.
James also asked if he was CEO, if you were Mathurin for a day, what would he
Yeah.
do? And you can't be giving yourself a pay rise. You can't be giving the engine builders a
Yeah.
pay rise. What would you do?
Yeah, I think I saw this question, but I really have no idea. And but I really, I let it to mature. No problem with this. I'm really fine with what I'm doing. It's fascinating to work. It's fascinating to work on the engine and also be able to be there for the design of competitions, for the events and everything, things like this. Work on a bit of everything.
Nice.
So I'm really happy with my position, and I think I would prefer to stay here. So maybe if I was CEO, I will just name another CEO, so Baturin, because I'm really happy with him, and go back to my spots. That's
a very, very political answer you've given there. And Mathurin, your job is safe. But an actual question, not an actual question, but a suggestion question, because I know this is something that James has always been really keen to see in the game. How possible is winners' custom pitch designs to show off the trophies won in the seasons prior? So when you won that bronze league, or when you got, or say if you win the diamond league, it's season 11. In season 12, you get to have a pitch which says season 11 like diamond winner or something custom like that, but it's only for one season.
Oh, that's I never thought about that. I don't know if it has been in the papers of or anything, but that's really interesting. So yeah, I don't know, but that could be fun.
Because even if it's for longer than one season, because maybe if it's just for one season you get to use it, but even like a historical thing where I won the cup in the Holiday Heroes Cup I won last season, or I've never won bronze, but trophies that I've won previously, having a pitch which says season 7 Contenders Cup Tier 1 winner. So if you play against someone next season and you're playing against them, they go, oh my god, look, they won this cup last year, they're the defending champions, extra flavor, extra flavor.
Yeah, I really like the idea. I don't know if it has been considered at some point, but yeah, I will remember this. There was also, I don't remember if it was in related type of questions, but the possibility to add to the cards some badges or some
SLD LRD said, can we get cosmetic things like badges and cases to go with cards for milestones, like 100 games, clean sheets, etc.
Yeah, obviously that's not in progress, but I think that will be really nice, and I'm pretty sure that I won't be the only one in the team that think it will be really nice to have such things. So yeah, though it's like Mathurin said, it's always questions about priority, what you want to do next, and fixing. So I don't know when, I don't know if, but obviously that's something I like. Yeah.
you said one of his questions was what level of detail will the history tab go into, and maybe if we talk like a player profile, we'll be able to see like how many goals and stuff he's scored across his career, because right now you can see it, but you have to add it up yourself. You can't see he's played this many matches in his whole career and this many goals. Is that something we can expect to see?
I think you can expect some things like this, yeah.
Bosh.
I think. I would have said, I didn't see this, but I just had a look on Friday, this type of thing. So
yeah,
I can say you can expect things a bit like this.
Yeah. I've expected some answers where you've been like, maybe not. I can't say what it's going to be. There is another question here, but I think it's more for maybe Matt. He says, can we have a common player only development league? No MFL rewards, just match XP. But I think that's one that it's like an academy, maybe a development league sort of thing. Is that something that you would ever be working on, or is that something that would...
No, that's not. I didn't work personally on that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's the question of what after Flint leagues and everything. So that's maybe a huge thing. I don't know if there will be something specifically for common.
Well,
I don't know. It's it's for I don't know really. That's the only thing I
all
can't.
about priorities, right? It's all about priorities.
Yeah,
And those sort of things. Maybe if we bring Matt on, we could ask some of these questions to him as well.
yeah. There is many of this kind of roadmap questions.
Yeah, I think some
For
of them
the
have.
roadmap,
Maybe
Matt,
I'll have to give him a little ring. I'll have to give Matt a ring and say, Matt, we need you on for
yeah,
some questions.
but I don't know if he will be able to say a lot more than I do. Maybe I speak too much
Yeah.
for this pod already. I don't know. I hope not, but maybe like Tuesday, Mathurin will talk
You
to
get a
me.
message a meeting 8 a.m. We need to have a chat.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Oops.
um
I don't think so. But yeah, just it's not a clear roadmap. There is no such thing. I think we. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Is that
go on?
Yeah, just one sentence is that we really keep you updated a lot with dev updates. I think so. The main things to know are there.
Yeah, I think us, the community, really appreciate the weekly dev updates, and we always have. And I imagine you're the same when it came from being a player to have the development team, which now includes yourself, to be saying every week what you're working on for that week. You know, what are you looking to achieve? You know, you kind of get an idea of things you're working on. So we know Club Delegation, by the sounds of things and by the looks of things from images, seems to be coming for season 12. You can nod if you agree or nod if you disagree, but it seems like it's pretty close. But in
that's the main point. The same point for me. It looks like it's really close, but actually, I'm not the man that that turns the button. You know, it looks very close. Yeah,
work is intense.
All I know.
Yeah, but we got a question from Sid here, and then we've got a question from Trust the Process, which obviously you've seen. Question from Sid says, and I kind of want to answer this myself as well, but I kind of want you to answer it. He says, assume Team A has a best 11 of 1,000, and Team B has a best 11 of 970, so a 30 overall difference between the two lineups. If Team A runs 10 games against Team B, and assuming they're the exact same, we'll just say like balance and all that sort of stuff, on exact same on tactical presets, how repeatable would the results be in favor of Team A? Would Team A trump B 80% or more of the time? And before I want you to answer this, I want to, because when I first read this, in the mid-season report, you have a breakdown of the overalls and what's the win, the draw, and the loss. So I think when I was doing a quick dive into it, it would be like last season's engine would be like a 60% chance that Team A wins here, and then it scales downwards. So my answer would be, as a non-dev person, that you look back at last season's mid-season report and then look at this season's one, and that hopefully should give you an answer, because you guys calculate that to look at upsets and balances, right?
So 60 was the figure in last mid-season report.
Well, the overall like difference was like 0, 22 overall, 50 overall, and we're looking at 30 overall. So I kind of had to do a bit of guessing, but it would be about 60, 58, something like that.
Okay. So I think I've read the question, and I wanted to I prepared myself for this.
Go
so
on.
I run the simulation.
Oh, there we go.
And I've did like 100 games.
Okay.
And it's so first thing is that this percent is not like something absolute. Because I've put some I've started like 100 times the same game, meaning the same tactics for both squads.
Yeah.
And obviously it was so like balanced and 4-4-2, I think. So it's like a setup, just it. Maybe if there was different tactics, even if mirrored, that would behave differently. Obviously, if you have like two 5-4-1
Ugh.
one against the others, you can expect that there will be less goals, for instance.
Yeah.
Just not it's not an engine balance thing, whatever. It's just that usually when you have 5 defenders, you can expect to concede less goal. Just this. I don't. There is no leak in it.
Yeah.
It's just facts, tactical facts.
Mhm.
If you play at 5 at the back, obviously you should concede less.
Yeah.
But so with this, I had roughly 70% of win, a bit less, but yeah, something like 70, 20, and 10.
Yeah. Okay.
70 win, 20 draws, and 10 loss.
Mhm.
But the thing interesting behind this is, well, except the tactical and this setup is a choice arbitrary, it could be different with other tactics,
Mhm.
is that there is variance, the V word.
Yeah, variance, baby.
And it's nice to see that, it's nice, I don't know, but like 10 games is not that much representative.
Mhm.
Because the engine is we have these conditions. There obviously is random to generate the game, but at the end of the day, it's like there is one probability, but we don't know this probability because it's a multiple run of many things of players that made different choice at different steps. So there is not this game there is probability 0.70 to win. It's not like that. So the question might be how many games we need to estimate the probability. And I had a bit of a chat with ChatGPT earlier about it because it's always nice just to don't think much and talk about it and ask the good questions. And just like if I asked him to have the good probability at like 5%, how many games should I do? And ChatGPT told me like 300 games.
Oh wow, yeah. Someone's not doing
So
that.
yeah, so obviously it's not that 10 games are not that representative, and you can have like 5 win, 3 draws, and 2 lose on the same probability.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have other things to see, and that's not only the result when you experiment your tactics in friendlies. There's also obviously XG, but you have to take XG for what it is. So it has been explained already, but that's something positions.
A question,
and how it looks, obviously.
A question I've got when you guys do your testing and your simulation: what does that environment look like? And when you're keeping things balanced or do you do some with balance, some with different tactical setups, and the players being involved? What do those players look like when you're doing simulations for the data? Are they like, just player A and then all the stats are just like the same? How does that look?
I think you have already some screenshot by Quentin, maybe at some point in the dev updates or whatever. We have this platform.
I've seen,
You can see, the gray one. The pitch is gray and everything. That's on some dev updates and
I remember that from pictures. Yeah.
And so it's mainly this. There is no confusion of color between jerseys. That's nice. And that's this with some tools around it. But we look the game on it.
So if you do a simulation between 500 overall team and 500 overall team, I don't know how to word this. The players that are in those teams, they're exactly the same players. Are they randomly generated to be exactly the same? How does that?
It's not players. It's just we have our full input. Let's say with defender is this overall, this defense, this space, and this.
Oh,
And so we
okay.
have like a huge thing like this, but it's not like on the app
Yeah.
or things
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
So it's uh, less pretty. It's
Yeah.
not as
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs to give you an output
Yeah,
as quickly as possible and just
yeah.
churn the
They don't
results.
have name. It's
Yeah.
not. There is no WenDirk on the development platform.
No.
That's a bit sad.
I've got one question for you before we get into trust quickly, because we are 2 hours 4 minutes. Everyone will be
Yeah.
seething at the time. Calvin will as well. So I apologize it's going on, folks, but I think this is probably one of the conversations you want to have the longest because of the insights and you just want to know a bit more transparency about it all. You said some of your bit about the product is working on competitions and things like that, like the Goal Rush or Holiday Heroes you would have worked on. Has there already been conversations on the World Cup this year? Is there?
No. There's for now the discussion on my mind is we will do something.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have to do something. But for now that's all. So maybe I guess there will be something. But
that was about the answer. That was about the answer that I expected it to be. Was like, oh yeah, we know we're doing something, but we've either not talked about it yet, or we can't because it's you can't say what it's going to be, sort of thing.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know. And personally, I really liked the way that have a real competition mirroring the real competition.
Yeah.
So I'd like to have something like this, but I don't know. Maybe you have some better ideas.
I think the Euro format was really cool, and I think it was really unique. And I think something that follows the actual World Cup. But obviously, you've got things like the countries involved and the player nationalities, and maybe do you have if we were to go down that route, do you have different levels of the World Cup? So it's not only the top. So because you've got more managers, and realistically, I know this World Cup's massive. I don't know how many 42, 48 nations in it. You have a few people managing it, but still a lot of people who were just sat watching it, sort of thing. And you want to try and get as many people involved, whether that is an alliance route somehow, where everyone has an input and plays, and some sort of goal rush thing. I don't doubt that it will be a great event that you guys host. And I wouldn't want to be in your shoes having to try and put something together. But I'm very excited for whatever it's going to be. But I just don't know what route to go down, because there's so many things you can do. But I think something that just unites the community even more. It's going to be a huge tournament. Unless Trump buggers it up somehow, but which he probably will doing. But yeah, I wanted to ask maybe if there was anything any sneaky information. But no, you've probably been told not to.
I've heard that. I know that people are not sure to want you as the England manager. That's the only thing I know.
Well, no, I think the engine was against me anyway. I think that's the one that genuinely. I don't know if you can do it. But I would love you to run the simulations on that match and tell me what the percentages were, because I lost 7-2 and they had a red card. And I just feel that every single thing, like the 1%, or the 0.01% game, I think that was the game. And I was furious. I was so angry because I knew I'd be a laughing stock. It's a generational laughing stock now because of that. It's given me nightmares. I'd love to, if it might be too late now, but if you were able to ever simulate that game, I would love to, because I'd love to know the numbers behind it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I will be able to find this engine ever again.
To lose 7-2. To lose 7-2.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the odds of that happening would have been.
I remember that it wasn't in 2Z. Wow, it's
it was the ping pong. Yeah, the ping pong.
Yeah. It's like last time I came here.
Yeah,
the pod, it was just before the release of the 2D engine.
It was just before we were talking about it. Yeah. Right.
Wow.
We've got our penultimate question. Well, actually, I know our last question for you, and it's from our last guest. Trust the process. And once you've
Yes.
answered it, you get to ask a question for our next guest. Trust the process asks, if an NFT was made resembling your abilities as an agency owner, a manager, think back to your times of playing MFL all those months ago, Bastis, what would be your ratings? And we've got 6 different ratings. And then if we take the average, we're going to get the overall on the front of your card. So the 6
Okay.
ratings, we've got a talent acquisition, development, tactics and scouting, negotiations, sustainability, and public relations. And they're all out of 99, obviously. So talent
So,
acquisition.
okay, does that mean finding a good player for your team,
Yeah,
or
like
finding the,
finding players
or
for your team. Yeah.
yeah, not finding the best gem that will improve much, right?
I think just
That's
finding the right players for your team, finding players that fit well, you know.
okay. I think I'm not that bad at this. Maybe okay. I think overall, I won't. I'm not gonna put me as a legendary manager, because of course I can pick what I want as ratings, but I think I should. I'm not so bad. I have quite a good record, so hopefully I will be rare. And I think, oh yeah, let's say it's like something like 76.
76 for talent acquisition. Okay.
Yeah,
The next one is development. So developing players. Did you always put them
yeah,
in the best conditions for development? Did you always move them
yeah.
upwards and downwards? How?
Yeah, problem is I do, but
They don't develop.
yeah, yeah. There was really in French Discord, they laughed at me because I didn't have much progression, but I always put some really balanced team and in the good division, so it wasn't. I should have done what is a good
It
thing.
should have been
I
good.
think.
Yeah, should have done well.
Yeah, but it wasn't that much. So let's say that's 52. That's my weak point, I guess.
52. Okay, yeah, that's certainly the weak point. Tactics and scouting. How good are you tactically? Do you think you are tactically scouting your opponents? You know, how would you consider
Oh,
that?
I think I deserve some 80 here. I I s- I never was relegated
Yeah,
from my whole MFL career, so
yeah,
that's
yeah,
quite a good record
yeah. That's a very good record.
with several promotions,
Yeah,
several titles. So no, I think I did the job. So let's say like 83.
83. Okay, 83. Note that down. Negotiations. Talking to other
Mm,
managers, getting contract deals done. Good
okay.
percentages, negotiations, whether it be for players.
Uh, I think I'm not bad at this either. There wasn't another thing with community in the
So we've got
in your question.
negotiations, we've got sustainability, and then we've got public relations.
Yeah, there
And
is
public
public
relations like the
relations.
community one, yeah.
Yeah, public relations should be my highest with Discord, I guess. So negotiations, no, yeah, not my main thing. Maybe like 68.
68, okay. I feel like we need some big scores here to get that legend, to get that rare mark
Yeah,
here, don't we?
I think yeah, I hesitate on this, but yeah.
Sustainability. Now, are you just pumping
It's
money?
this one I
Go on.
okay. Maybe I should have more balanced all of them. 68 was a bit low, but so okay, let's say 74.
74. And then we come to our last one, which I'm assuming is going to be your biggest and highest attribute, is public relations.
Should there be ultimate there?
I
What you think?
I think you.
What do you think, Jimbo?
I think you should be ultimate. Yeah, you know you
Okay.
should be ultimate 100%.
Okay, so 96.
I think you could put like 99, and I think no one would no one could think otherwise. No one could think otherwise.
No, 96.
96. I think that's a very generous ultimate player you've got there. So let's add these up: 76, 52, 83, 68, 74, and 96. We have equal weighting here. There's no we know we're not a left mid or right mid, centre mid with zero pace.
No,
We
no.
know.
No, I'm a right manager. So what is it? I see 52. The development doesn't count.
Okay. The development doesn't count. The public relations, the passing is the highest one, so it boosts you up.
Yeah.
I mean, if we take all of them, divide by 6. Let me. We might have to adjust it because you. I think you're just into a rare player. 68, 74, 96, divide by 6. It says you're 74.8. So you're an uncommon player.
No, I'm not. I'm rare.
Oh, because it's over 0.5.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're a rare player.
So I'm a little rare, just rare.
Yeah, I think you've been very selfless. You should have given yourself some higher ones. I think there. I think Trust ended up being like a high 80 or a low 90. I think.
Yeah, but Trust is more a legend as a manager than me.
Yeah,
of course. Trust has so many clubs. It's not.
That is true.
I can't compete with them.
So he asked for mine as well. So talent acquisition. I do focus a lot on that, and I feel like I do bring in some good players. I gave myself an 80. I went for 80. Development, it's not always on the front of my mind, but I do have some good progressing players. I have one player who's gone like 49 to 74 or something so far. So I think because I don't focus when I build my teams, I don't focus on them being for development. I just kind of keep the bands naturally tight anyway, but I'm not thinking about it. So I was quite low. I put 65 here. I then tactics and scouting. I'm not a master. I'm not a wizard. I don't think I've been relegated though, but I have definitely bottled the league a lot of times. When we think about the Euros, it won't count, but the Wyverns, we lost finals, but we did win. I did win 2 of the Holiday Heroes in the Masters with $150. I think I won. So I've given myself a generous 75 here. 75. Negotiations. I think people negotiate with me quite well. I'm very generous that I just give quite a lot of like 0, 1s and 2s to people in my lower rated cards because they want to use. I say I'll just use them, like give them game time. So
I understand this.
And I feel like it's being a content creator, people sort of, they want to have players that I own. I'm like, right, you guys will look after them and they tell me how they're progressing and things like that. So I put 85 because I think I'm quite maybe from the community's point of view, I'm a nice guy to negotiate with. Sustainability. This is an interesting one because I don't pump lots of money into the game. I try and have like some of the players I own, some of the players I loan in. And I've been very successful with that. So my team's changed near enough every season, apart from 6, 7 players. So the rest are loans. So because of that, I've given myself a 90. I think I'm quite high up on that. And now, Bastis, this is why I think you should be a 99. Because I initially put myself as a 99 for public relations.
No.
So I think maybe.
No. You're above me.
No, so I was gonna put 97 based on what you put. I was gonna put 97.
No, you deserve your 99.
No, I don't think I'm not a Beckman in public relations. I think there still could be.
No, you deserve.
No.
And that's I don't even know there is like 1,000 podcasts episodes. Like it's the 1,001 podcast episode right now. So no, you deserve your 99. Okay. you did
say
so
less,
much
say less. We're putting 99. Say less. It wasn't me, folks. It wasn't me. But if we add these up, we get 80. Oh, hang on. Let me do this properly. 80 plus 65 plus 75 plus 85 plus 90 plus 99 divided by 6. I'm an 82 rated player.
Nice.
And I'm gonna play the position that I played with when I first started my footballing career as a young boy. Centre back. I was a centre back.
Oh, you too?
Yeah. I ended up finishing my career at left mid, but Centre back, 82 rated centre back. If I was even though we're managers, we're not players, we're agency owners here.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's
former centre back.
yeah. If people out there want to also do their own NFT manager card for this, talent acquisition, development, tactics and scouting, negotiations, sustainability and public relations, each out of 99, add them all up, divide by 6. What is your rating? Let us know on Twitter and Discord. Our final piece, Bastis, is what is your question for our next guest?
Oh, I think I won't be original. I'm really curious of this overall card for every manager, so I'd like on one part to say, hey, and you, what's yours? But no, I think I won't be original and just ask if you wanted to add some flavor to the engine, like for the dribbles, if you want some flip flap like feature in the engine, what would it be?
Okay, I like that.
Of course, I have to ask something like this.
Yeah. Okay. So I like that because usually we say, what would you like to add to MFL? You'll know, what would you like to add flavor-wise to the engine?
That's a bit specific.
Yeah, exactly. and you know, and it's feedback for you and what you and Quinton do. Earlier, you called? Did you call like Quinton like the engine boss or something like that? Was it you?
Yeah. I think I've said him something like this. Because there was a feedback like Quentin and the team about the engine, and so he told me he didn't talk about you. So I'm fine with it. You're the boss of the engine. I think I said that to Quentin like last week.
I do like that, and I want to make it this week's hashtag of the episode. I want to call it hashtag Engine Boss Quinton. I know this has been a podcast all about you, Bastis, but we're gonna go because you think Quinton is the boss of the engine, and you're working alongside him. Hashtag Engine Boss Quinton as the as this week's hashtag. As always.
But if you do this, just with a nice thing about the engine, not to say engine boss Quentin and then but it's bad. No. But, that would be nice for
and
it.
You have some. Rumor has it, if you say hashtag Engine Boss Quinton, and then a good thing about the engine, season 12, good results. You get a good. They'll code in some nice things for you for season 12. But Bastis, on a real note, as we come to the end here, a big thank you for coming on and spending nearly 2.5 hours with us this evening. It has been great. You've been very insightful for what you've been talking about. We could have gone on for a lot longer, and maybe we'll have to bring you and Quinton on together if Quinton would like to come on. If you're listening, Quinton, we'd love to have you on. But thank you, genuinely, really, thank you for coming on and talking with me today.
Yes, it was a pleasure. Like last time, like always, it's really nice to discuss about MFL with you, and really nice. It was a good night.
Yeah,
good evening.
Yeah, it was really good. And on behalf of all the community and myself, thank you for all the work that you and Quinton do on the engine and MFL. We love the game. Sorry to hear that sometimes it's a bit frustrating with the engine when things don't go your way, but that's us as a community venting our passion. I know you guys put a crazy amount of work into it, and so real big thank you for that. It means a lot to us. So
thanks.
Go on.
Just please continue feedbacks. I'm really happy. I was desperate for feedbacks before the season. Then there was less good feedbacks, but just talk about engine. Talk about what you like. When you see some weird behavior, you really there is the channel on Discord. Don't hesitate to post here. And if it's something that we saw 20 times, we run it. And if it's something you think you never saw it there, please post it the link, and we'll study to fix this.
Get your feedbacks in, folks, but make sure it's worded nicely. because otherwise you're going to get 10 red cards next season in a row.
Exactly. At least.
Exactly. At least 10 red cards in a row next season. But Bastis, once again, thank you very much. Thank you all so very much for listening, and we'll catch you this time next week for an episode of the WenDirk Cast. Thank you for listening. Bye.